And
hello and welcome to Gypsy Kiss. It's Humpday, Hoedown, and I'm Shelley Carney.
And as you can see, I'm Toby Eunice, and as you can see, we've got a couple of guests tonight. Guests who are no strangers, who we think of as our friends and fellow searchers. And we're going to be talking to them about a new project that they announced last Monday, but they're going to tell us more about tonight. So thanks for joining us. It's going to be a fun night. And oh, by the way, we're going to open up phone lines so you guys will be able to ask these guys questions about their new projects. How about that? And here's the camel.
Uh-oh, guess what day it is? Julie, huh? Julie, guess what day it is? Julie, huh? Julie. Mike, what day is it, Mike? Come on, I know you can hear me. Anybody? Huh? Woo-hoo! Mike, what day is it, Mike? Anybody? Julie, huh? Julie, hey, guess what day it is? Julie, come on, I know you can hear me. Mike, what day is it, Mike? Let's guess what today is.
It's Humpday.
Humpday, Hoedown, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for joining us tonight. We got a lot of fun things planned for you. But first, let me take care of...
You want towel?
Oh, man, that did not come up. I'm going to do that over again.
Housekeeping, you want towel?
Yeah, of course, everybody needs towels. Those are important. So remember that before you leave tonight, you like our video. YouTube likes our video, and we just found out that the entire Mormon Tabernacle Choir likes it when you like our videos. In addition to that, we'd appreciate it if you'd share our video with your family, your friends, your neighbors, your business associates, and the entirety of your social networks so that we can...
grow the channel.
And not only that, you want to subscribe now, because when you subscribe and click on that notifications bell... Oh, that was really loud. You will be immediately informed whenever we schedule a live stream or whenever we launch a live stream, and that will put you
in the know.
Because there's nothing better than being in the know. So let's get on with tonight. Now, normally we talk about emails and voicemails and text messages. Tonight we've got special guests, and we'd like them to talk about their projects, their latest project, because they've done more than one project together. And as you know, we've got Kristi and Mike, Kristi of KPRO and Thor fame, and Mike of Cowlazars fame. And they've got a new project that they announced last Monday. And I was so impressed with the project that I ordered my copy right away, and I strongly recommend you do the same. Now, Mike's going to give you a bunch of information. He's going to give you some references. He's going to give you a short slide. But I want you to know that in the description box below this video, all the information you need about ordering your version of this game is in that description box. So you can go down there, but we're going to cover it before the night is out. In addition to that, rather than going to open calls tonight, we're going to open up the phone lines, and you guys will be able to ask questions of Mike and Kristi about their new project. So without further ado, I'm going to turn this over to Kristi.
Oh, hello. I'm
job.
Hello, everyone. It feels like it's like I've seen behind the shroud. So hello, everybody in the room. And I'm KPRO, Hen of Riches, and I hang out with Cowlazars on his channel. And we're going to be talking about Chaseopoly, which is a game you probably know and love, similar to it. And we're going to talk about a little bit more tonight. If you were on Monday, I think we have a little bit of overlap with our audience. So you're going to see some new things. And then Mike just teased a little bit on Facebook. We do have an announcement for pre-order people. So Toby has said he's already ordered. He doesn't even know what he has coming to him already, which might just send everyone, it's not the treasure chest, but it might be close. No, it's
surprises. I like surprises.
So that's me. Hi.
Hi. And of course, Mike Cowling from Cowlazars, who's Kristi's partner in crime in this effort.
Hey, everybody. Yeah, Cowlazars here. Toby, Shelley, thanks for having us on.
Our pleasure.
And you mentioned you ordered, Toby. You were actually the first one to order the game. So
Ooh.
special thank you for that. And then later on.
Love that.
And later on, yeah, we'll talk about, we decided to do something for people who pre-order the game. So we'll get into that later on. So thanks, everybody. And thank you, too, for having us on.
It was our pleasure. I'm glad that we could. I love you guys and your projects, and I like the fact that every one of your projects expands the search community, mythology. It expands the entire search. So I like when you guys do something like this. And I know that you both put a lot of effort into this. I know from experience that this kind of result doesn't happen without at least a couple of people putting in a lot of effort, a lot of thought. I know that Bo Walker provided a lot of the graphics, but some other folks did too. I'm sure you're going to talk about that tonight. But let's go back to the beginning of all this and say, let me ask you, what was the genesis of this idea, this concept, this project?
Okay, well, I'm going to start because
Okay,
I actually
that's fair.
met Mike when I met him for the first time. So I think it started before summer of last year. So it's been about a year, little over a year. Mike says 9 months out of a like weird little slip. But it's been over a year. And there was two things that I had happen. One, my son especially is so into the hunt, and I didn't trust him being 8, 9 going up to Yellowstone because he's one of those adventurous types that would jump right into a geyser. And so he has not been able to go boots on the ground with me. And so I thought, we read the poem all the time and he tries to tell me all these different things about it, but I thought, how can I get him more involved in the chase? Forrest has always said getting kids behind away from their texting boxes. My son hates to be behind his texting box. So I was like, but we do have we call it family game night and family game. The phone calls are already coming in. No one, you guys don't do that. So I thought, what are the different games out there that we could have family game night as something related to the Fenn hunt? And that is when, of course, we have a famous quote of, should we do something related to like a Chaseopoly? So I actually, when I met Forrest last July, August, I don't remember which visit it was, I brought him out a plotter size, kind of like this, ideas that I had if there was a board, and I had these little, I might even have them here. I had all these puffy little stickers. Oh, I do. I have and some of them I didn't use. I had all these puffy stickers of different ideas. I went to Michael's and I got them, and I just said, well, I actually brought him the regular, like he didn't know. But I had all these different ideas, and so I threw it out at him. I used some of these, I kept some of these, but this was actually the first time of just camping, different things. And I said, I think I could make this work, and it could be awesome and super fun.
Oh, neat.
Something similar to, I don't know if you know this guy named Mike Cowling. He knows this. He has this coin thing going on. What do you think? And he said, he didn't say no, so I took that as a yes. And he said, keep going. And then then it kept going, and we're on iteration 942. And I actually met Mike at the Jamie drawing. And it was one of the evenings I finally just said, I don't want to tell anybody, but I need to tell somebody. There was one other searcher that knew about it, and that was Cynthia. And I showed it to her. She actually has the very first Rev prototype in her attic or basement or somewhere. She rolled it up and said, maybe somebody will want this one day. So she has it. And so I pitched it to Mike, and I said, Mike, there's no way I can do all the what he would eventually do at the Jamie drawing. And I said, would you be interested? And he was, but I'll let him tell his side.
I said, of course. I said, that's an awesome idea. This, I think, was the night before the actual day of the drawing, I believe. You just said, hey, I got a crazy idea. And did you have it in your car? Did you? I think you actually showed me the actual printed out PowerPoint or whatever it was. You said, hey, here's an idea.
That sounds interesting. And so I rolled out, I said, okay. And I popped up the SD.
And there it was. And back then it looked so basic. It's just funny as I look at what the final product is to that. But I said, wow, that's a really great product. And then we kind of kicked around some ideas, and the original idea was maybe to do like a licensed Hasbro Monopoly, but we realized there's no way we could do that quantity. I mean, the amount of money. Hasbro isn't interested in making 1,000 games. They want to make 10,000 games. So then we kicked around different ideas, and I thought maybe Clue would be an idea instead. You know, kind of the whodunit with what weapon in what room. It would be which searcher and which location with a backpack. You know, then we tried to design our own board game. So we went months and months kicking around this idea, and finally we realized there's all kinds of opoly ideas. All kinds of opoly games are already out there. I think I put the one away because I went out and bought Las Vegas opoly about Las Vegas. We talked to some websites. We said, okay, let's just do it. We've been talking about it long enough. Let's make it happen. And here we are.
Well, I was going to say, think about research rabbit holes in your research for the Fenn hunt. That was what we did with what game and how does that look and can we get approvals? And, oh, you need to have 10,000 as a minimum order. Okay, let's start over. And we did rinse and repeat for a while.
Well, I know that Fenn is very sensitive whenever he has a sense that someone is taking advantage of what effectively is his treasure hunt. What was his reaction when you suggested the idea to him?
So this is way back. So this was 1.5 years ago, or year, however long ago, about a year, last summer. I really think he thought when I rolled it out, Cynthia was there, so you can ask Cynthia too, because let's see if answer matches my answers. She's not going to be in tonight because I've talked to her, but hopefully another night. I think it was, well, he knew the game because he has this, the concept of the game. So he has this, because I actually thought about both games, both Monopoly type game and then also Clue. And he had not played Clue. So he was like, Clue, like, what do you mean, like daggers?
He didn't know what Clue was.
Right,
so that kind of killed that idea.
We still tried, but it, you know, he knew it and he loved it, and that was the family piece of it. And then I think the pictorial piece, because I think he's very visual, like most people are. So when I rolled this out, and he went, interesting. But you could, like Mike said, I would love Cynthia to roll out the first version because I laugh at what it looks like then to now. I mean, it was like stickers. It was silly. And so, but it was just an idea. It was the very beginning of an idea. So I think he thought, hey, okay, go for it. Let's see what happens. Because I also think many people bring a little idea, but do they actually, and that was the one thing Mike and I have really enjoyed about each other, is the Jamie drawing showed we actually do, like, you get to the doing part and it becomes really hard because you said, oh, I didn't know you guys didn't work. No, we both have full-time jobs. So to fit this in and all of that. And so kids, and kids and life and all of that. So that actually just became the genesis of, once he didn't say no, I take it as long as you don't say no, then there's always an avenue to fully approve. But I knew there was, I take it like I was in pharmaceuticals for a little while. You have 1,000 products that begin that research phase. Only one makes it to market. I do have to say, I have pitched Forrest many ideas. And I can just tell at the beginning if he goes, I don't get it. Like Clue. And we still tried for a while and we got concepts and this and that. And he was still like, I like, is this a popular game? And I'm like, and I got all the statistics. It's like the 3rd most popular game in the entire world. And he's like, really, in comparison to what he knows and loves. So it was Monopoly, So that was where, that's where it started. And so I don't think he was like thinking about it every day. I think I threw it out at him and he was like, sounds good, crazy girl. And then it come back up for a couple more months and then a few months later, and then obviously more often lately because we were doing final approvals and final copyright, final, all of those kind of final things that you kind of put the bow on it. So get it? Bow Walker put a bow on it.
Bow. So I know, Kristi, what you do for a living, and making board games, getting coins produced, doing raffle drawings is not what you do for a living. What is it about these projects that is enough to, get your interest away from how you make a living long enough to do these projects? What is it about them that keeps your enthusiasm up all the time?
Well, I think that's where it started. I remember when I wrote Forrest for the first time and said, I'm this corporate type. And I told him at the time, workaholic. I was working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, and would come home just to spend a little bit of time with my kids and draw. I said, this has changed everything. And I said, I'm going boots on the ground. I don't even know what that means. I was 100 pounds heavier. And I said, I just went on a hike today of a mile. Can I make it? He's like, keep your tushy out there. So to me, it's like every time I get into one of these projects, I think, did I ever think I would be here? But it sounds so fun. Like, you know my background, so it's like that title and then game board creator. Like, so awesome.
It's going to be an interesting
map collector.
It's going to be an interesting addition to your curriculum vitae.
So I just want to say,
Oh,
PJ Sono says, done, paid. Thanks, K-Pro and Mike. Can't wait to get it.
oh,
Oh, cool. Okay.
Oh, and you don't even know what extra thing you're getting.
okay. So,
Yeah, and he is correct. I just see the notification. So, all right.
all right, well, good. So that's a ka-ching there, brother and sister. So let me go back to Mike for a second. So here you are, Mike. You got kind of, I would say, lassoed into the Jamie project. It wasn't hard to do, you know, because we all wanted to participate and help.
Yeah, it's for
we
a
knew
good
the
cause,
situation.
and,
So here you are the night before the Jamie Jordan project is about to launch, and she comes to you with this new idea. What were you feeling? What was your reaction then?
Well, Kristi made me go to Santa Fe. She said I had to. I didn't want. No, I'm just kidding. I thought it was a great idea. I thought, you know, a board game, just any board game, would be great because, you know, I'm a board game type.
I was going to say you're kind of a game playing person
kind
anyway.
Kind of a nerd, you
Yeah,
can say it.
yeah.
So for me, it's like Dungeons and Dragons, or there's some Settlers of Catan. There's some other popular board games out right now. So I thought, wow, you know, that's great. I knew getting it actually a final product was going to take a ton of work. But yeah, was like, we did this drawing that went off without a hitch. I think we can do a board game too. So it took almost a year to get it going. But I just thought, you know, and the reason we do it, to answer your question to Kristi, is because it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, to actually play the board game with my boys when I get it in, it's going to be a lot of fun. And to watch, I hope everybody else that gets it, when they get it in the mail, they'll send pictures or they'll make videos, and it'll just be a lot of fun.
But there was frustrating parts too. Like, I will tell
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Mike and I bantered, and even through Bo, probably 5 different types of revisions, and Bo threw some back just on the Go space.
Yeah.
I never thought one
easy.
space could be debatable because I should just be right, and he's no.
Right.
Kind of have that good back and forth, and there'd be sometimes where like we have to table it till tomorrow because it doesn't feel right. It needs to feel right to both of us. So anyway.
So we know of Bo's skills from other work that he's done for other projects. What made you decide to use Bo? How much? So multiple questions in one. What made you decide to use Bo? How much of the final product is the result of his effort, and who else was involved in the actual design?
You want me to take that one, Mike?
Yeah, go ahead. Sure.
So we were actually well into the project. It was only maybe 2 months ago, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mike, that we got to the final design phase where we actually needed to transition it. And there was this competition that came out of a new logo, and the person that won that, we went, wow, this was like more amazing than we thought we could have imagined. So we actually hit him up and said, we know you work too, but we're going to be on a time critical path to try to get it by Christmas. Is there any chance you would be available to do this and willing, and you're a searcher, and what do you think? And some things we were pretty set in stone, but there were a few things, like I give him credit for that box top. I would say a majority is his, and he threw it at us, and I went, oh my gosh, if everything's going to be like this, this is going to be awesome. And we did have to tweak because we did have to deal with copyright issues. We had to deal with different people. We asked, so that was Bo's part, and I can't say enough. Bo's in the room. Bo, you rock, man. And so, but we did ask a host of searchers, and I will tell you, I asked every single searcher. This will be the only maybe negative thing I'll say. I asked every single one of them if they would like to be given formal credit, and they do not. A lot of them are in the room. They just don't want to get involved if there's any negative to this. So they gave feedback. We had some with small kids. We had some that have never have kids, some that are empty nesters, there's just a variety of people because we want this to appeal to everybody. And I actually showed it to some non-searchers. They kind of got it, but they're like, did you know that knowledge is misspelled on the board game? I'm like,
that's going to be a big one for people.
yeah.
Like, you guys screwed up. It's like, no, we didn't.
Yeah, we got a typo on the board game there.
Yeah, right. And the other thing I'll just add is we don't want anybody to be upset that we didn't consult them.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we give a list of all the people we talked to about it, we don't want anybody to say, well, why didn't you ask me? So I think it's better just to say we talked to some people to get some different ideas, because me and KPRO can't think of everything. We were really looking for something we didn't think of. So
well,
when we were teasing this, there was 100 more ideas. I'm like, that could. I mean, we could go on forever. So we got it to the part that second edition. We didn't even think about that. So we got it to the part that we thought, stick a fork in it. We can go on design phase for years, but we want to try to get it out for Christmas this year, because I know what Santa might be bringing my son. So that's our goal. We don't know if we'll get there because there's been some dynamics with politics that it might take a little longer, that sort of thing. So we're trying to get it definitely by Christmas. We don't know if we will actually get it by the holidays. So.
Well, I applaud your efforts. I know from my own design work, that there's a point at which you have to stop. Otherwise, you don't make the respective deadlines, and you go with what you've got. And if it's you want it to be 100% of the way there, but it's not, but it's close enough. And like you said, there's always an opportunity for a second edition. You got what you wanted into it, and I think you guys did an outstanding job. So, Mike, let me do a couple of things. First, I want to share the email that you sent me, just so it's part of this video, because what I'm going to show you folks in the room right now is the email that Mike sent me that has all the information about how to order. And I've taken that information, copied it, and I've put it into the description box below. So all the details about how to order this product is there, and it explains, if you can't go to PayPal, there's a way to contact Mike directly via his mail address. So there's lots of ways to do it if you're really interested in having one of these copies of the orders. And as I said, we've already ordered ours, and Shelley is already planning to invite a couple of searchers over, and we're going to live stream playing the game once we receive it.
Oh, that'll be awesome! Yeah, that's kind of what we wanted. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah, so we'll just spread the word, and
you got to have some kind of a prize for the winner.
Yeah, exactly.
You gotta be playing for something. Yeah, that'll be great.
Okay, so tell us about Mike.
Well, first we have a question from Joel Lewicki. He wants to know when you guys will be getting your first physical copy.
We don't know yet. We don't have a date yet. As soon as we actually get a date, because we're going to have one set that'll be just the first one, just one to get our hands on.
Like a prototype.
Yeah. And we don't have a date yet.
So
we're hoping it won't take forever, but we don't know yet.
I do want Joel to know that I will call him as soon as we open up, just before we open up the phone lines. Joel, I will call you because Kristi specifically asked that she be interrogated by you on this topic. So
deposition.
I will call you directly, Joel, to get your strong questioning skills at play here.
I know, Joel's a tough cookie.
All right, Mike, why don't you tell us about the game? You have all the pictures. I have a couple of pictures that you sent me, so tell me when you want to pop them up. Otherwise, why don't you just share your screen?
Okay, so do we want to talk about what we're going to do for pre-orders first?
Yeah.
No.
Wait.
Yes or no? Whatever you guys want to do.
So we do want to, you're right, we do want to talk about the pre-orders so that everybody's clear about the process and nobody's going to feel slighted by not knowing what the process. So let's do that first.
And there's something new that we're going to announce right now for the
Okay,
very first time on the Gypsy's Kiss. If I can.
You should do that second, Mike. You should talk about the game first.
I agree.
Okay.
And hold the surprise.
So, the game, if you don't know, the game is Chase-opoly, the Thrill the Chase board game. So it is based off a very popular Opoly game, but it is different. It's custom made for searchers. The way I look at it is searchers, the game's built by searchers for searchers. So if you play this game and you've been boots on the ground, I think you're going to see a lot of things that resonate with you. And if you just know of the treasure hunt, you've read the books and you kind of visit some of the forums and the chat rooms, you'll also get a lot of things that are in the game. And also, me and KPRO designed it so that maybe somebody who's never heard of Forrest Fenn or the treasure hunt, they can get invested and learn about it. Because right on the cover, it says there's a real life $1 million treasure hunt. So it's a way to educate people into the real treasure hunt and get more people involved.
I'm going to share a screenshot of the cover, and you can talk more about it. It won't show up
Yep.
right away for you guys, but you'll be able to see it. So you've got the screenshot of the cover up right now.
Yeah, so we wanted to put Forrest stick figure. Those were very popular since he's been putting those in people's books in various places. So we thought it was important to have one of his stick figures with his turquoise belt buckle. Yep. You can see we've got one Omega on the right, two Omegas on the left. And I guess that's a nod to the books because some have two Omegas and some have one Omega. Imagination is more important than knowledge, just like Forrest put on his bell with the missing D. And we actually... there is a place in the game that explains why knowledge is misspelled. Again, in case somebody plays this game that doesn't know about the treasure hunt or know about Forrest Fenn. The 4 states, stay home and play Canasta or stay home and play Chaseopoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game while you decipher the clues and prepare to take the adventure of a lifetime. So, yeah. And again, thanks to Bo, because he came up with a lot of the artwork that's there. And we think it looks good. It's kind of a rustic Rocky Mountain scene there with the cows and the log cabin. And it kind of conveys the message of what we wanted to get across. So.
And I noticed you have that quote down at the bottom of the box where it says the clues can lead you to the treasure and it will be waiting when you arrive. That was very nice.
Right. And right on the back of the box is the poem. We have the poem on the game board, but we also thought it was important to put it on the back of the box, which I did not send you actually, but the poem is on the back as well. And that's why in that paragraph it says if you find it, he gives you title to his trove. There are 9 clues in his poem. See back, so people can see it if they want to see the poem without purchasing the game, I guess you could say.
So,
hey, Mike, do you
I'm
have
sorry.
Vegasopoly there? I'd like to just chime in.
Yeah, I can grab it if you want me to grab it.
You can. Yeah,
Okay.
if you can. Because there's one thing that's come up, and it came up in our show, and it's coming up here of like lawyers weighing in that we're going to be sued. So the Opoly games, there is several hundred of them, maybe even up to 1,000. Vegasopoly, there's many that there are 2 particular companies that have worked through any of the issues of copyright, etc. And you're going to see some key things that are different from other games, but the Opoly games are approved, and we are not the first. We're about the 500th group to do something like this related to a hobby. But funny little story, there is a Golden Girls Opoly, just so you know. It's not the other game. So there's Vegasopoly. This is
Mike
not
by
owned
himself.
by the parent company. This is so for anyone that has any question of like, is their game getting it taken from them, etc., or legal issues, there's none because this has been tried and true.
Right.
Hundreds and hundreds of games out there. Again, we're one of hundreds. And the interesting part is there's a secondary market here. There are people that collect all these Opoly games, and there's multi-cities. There's different hobby groups.
A lot of colleges, yeah.
A lot of colleges.
Opoly games based off of colleges.
Yeah.
There's-
Because I've already...
I know
Go ahead.
for certain there is one for UNM. There's Loboopoly, and there were in Washington when I lived in D.C. There was a DC-opoly, so they're very common. I mean,
Yeah, I have about 5 of them.
Yeah,
I just can't
yeah.
find them. They're in a box somewhere.
right.
And I've already gotten emails from people that are like, you're going to get sued and they're going to take all the money. And what are you doing? It's a company that does this legally and it has a track record for producing many of these games. This is a Opoly game, just like all the other ones they put out.
Right.
There are certain things that have to be changed legally on the game. And we've done that. So we have adhered to the legal guidelines to make a custom Opoly game. So nobody has to worry about that.
So I wanted to be sure, you're dealing with a company who specializes in legally producing these Opoly games. Is that correct?
Correct. That's
Yeah.
correct. We're not just doing it ourselves.
Right.
We're going through a company that has the track record and has the know-how and the manufacturing to get this thing produced.
And they're the ones that put you that led you to the manufacturing process in China.
Correct. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. They're based here in the U.S., but they actually send it to China to have it produced.
So
Yeah, and they
so
really deal with a lot of like Hasbro wants to deal with the people that like Minecraft Monopoly
Mhm,
is
yeah.
actually Minecraft, and they sell hundreds of thousands.
right.
The one that like I lived in a small town, and my small town wanted to do this and only could have 500 because the town only had like 5,000 people in it, and they use this company because this is the companies that use it for very small scale projects that are, again, we're not the same product, we are similar yet different, and there's a lot of differences that you will see. And I want everyone to wonder, was that a legal reason you changed it, or did Forrest Fenn tell you to change it because of the hint and how you find the treasure chest? I'm going to leave that to you to decide which one.
So let me see if I have this straight. If I wanted to do a board game called A Gypsy's Kiss, The Adventure, I could contact this company. I could get Bo to design it. Contact this company. I could pay Bo to design it. Contact this company, and we would enter into a relationship. Now, how are they paid? Are they paid as a result of the how many sales are made? How does that happen?
They are paid up front.
Oh,
which
nice.
is why me and KPRO are taking all the risk.
Oh, okay.
The time, the money, the effort, the blood, sweat, and tears, but they're paid up front. And then once
Yeah.
we have the game, we do with it as we want.
Oh, interesting.
But you could have a Gypsy's Kiss-opoly, the treasure hunting board game. You could, yeah, actually you could. As long as you're not using, look at Toby. As long as you don't have any trademarked, or you get permission from, say, somebody else who has a treasure hunt. As long as you have permission of what's on it, yeah.
Right, but I will say that was a lengthy process because there's probably 40, 50, 60 things that are trademarked from the other
The original game.
board games
can't
that
use, yeah.
we cannot have.
Right.
And so there were things that had to be changed, down to how the design works, down to the shapes, down to all of those things, it was really interesting to me because it's like, oh, this is such a clever idea because it's so nope, it's too similar, and we'd have to go back to the drawing board. So
Interesting.
that's a lot of time as well.
So, Mike, can you pop up the board itself?
Yes.
Do you have an image of the board?
Yep. Give me 1 second. I have it somewhere. Hang on. And then you want me to share the screen here?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to turn. Is there a way I can turn the screen over to Mike?
I think so.
Well, let me see. Let me
on
see if you.
Zoom,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you already have it on. So I think I can already do it here. Boop. Let me see here. Ba-ba-ba.
Just share your screen, and then I'll figure out how to make it big. There we
There you
go.
go.
Is it in there?
Yeah.
Or do I need to bring it over here?
No.
You had it.
You had it. Whatever you did
Gotcha.
before.
Okay. All right. There we
There
go.
you go.
There you go. Now you got it.
So this is the board game. Let me zoom in here a little bit. Instead of the traditional card names, we went with the hints and the clues.
Nice.
Instead of the, as they are around the board. But
Right.
you can see begin at where warm waters halt is where you start. One little fun tidbit is, in the game there has to be a banker that handles the money,
Right.
that handles the properties. Well, we don't call him the banker. We call him the lead searcher.
No.
The lead searcher gets to handle the money and the
Nice.
properties.
You too can be a lead searcher.
Right.
Yeah.
And basically you roll the dice, and that's what determines the lead searcher. But
Or
what
you can customize it, whatever
And
you
that's
think
what I was
is the
just going to
closest.
say. Yeah. I really want to see how people come up with their own rules. When they get this game in the mail and start playing it, email me what you guys come up with, because once you buy it, you can do whatever you want with it. You could turn this into a drinking game. You could do a lot of things with this. And I'm sure we will at the World Series of Fenn. It should be a lot of fun. So yeah, and we didn't just use real locations. We used Ojo Caliente because that's so popular. Right here is Ojo Caliente Trail and Old Faithful Avenue and Madison Junction Avenue. But we also used Old Biddy's Place and Olga Creek and Gypsy Magic. We took some of the chapters from the book.
Nice.
We thought, you know what? This is a game. We can make it whatever we want. They don't have to be real locations.
And
Just like go ahead.
and you would have to have Fenn's permission to do things like that, right? Because that's his copyright.
Correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, it is just like somebody in the chat said, are you sure he's okay with having the poem? Well, he wanted the poem on the board.
Right.
It's about his treasure hunt. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So, or at least we thought he wanted the poem on the board. I did. It's
He
going
has
to
a
be about,
product is what.
Yeah. All he did was give his approval. But what I
Right.
mean is, if we're going to do it about the thrill of the chase, how is the poem not going to be on it? And then instead of the 4 railroads, we went with the 4 search areas. So there's Montana, Colorado, Wyoming, of course, and New Mexico. So, and then we've got a nice little graphic of maybe where warm waters halt. I don't know. Maybe that's Home of Brown. Who knows? But it's just a kind of a random graphic. Collected Works parking. I think everybody's familiar with Collected Works bookstore.
Yeah.
And the best one, instead of go to jail, is go home and play canasta.
Very nice.
And then you go here where you see 5 cards and you're actually home playing canasta and you're stuck there until you can get out. The rules, there is a rule book. So if you don't know how to play this game, if you've never heard of the original game, there is a rule book that will explain exactly how the rules are set. But again, you can make your own rules. You can do whatever you want with the game once you get it.
And so obviously if it's Monopoly, you have the play money to go along with it. Does the play money have its own Fenn inspired design?
Yes, it is customized, and we have not released yet what's going to be on it, but it is customizable paper money, just like in the original game.
Nice. Very nice.
The
And the what do they call the pieces that you move with? There's a name for them.
tokens.
Tokens, right.
Yeah. Those are customized as well, and we have not released what those are going to be yet. I'd like to wait.
Customized. They're
They're all
related to
customized.
the tape.
None of them are the original pieces from the original game. So I'd like to almost wait for people to get it in the mail to see what those are, but that's up to Kristi. If she, at some point, if she wants to say what they are, she can.
Well, there is a creative difference, and we'll probably meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I kind of want to release everything, and Mike wants to say, well, let's hold back a few things so when somebody gets it, they're going to be able to say, oh, I didn't know this, or oh, I didn't know that. And so, like some of the cards, at the end of the day, I think like hints and clues, we're going to be showing some of them, but we won't show all of them. Probably a couple of the pieces we'll show, but not all of them. But all of them have had labors of love in there because some of them sound so easy, but even picking the pieces, we had some creative differences. Actually,
of course.
the first several, it was down to the last 2 or 3 when we were like, I'm like, oh no, it has to be this one over this one. And he's like, oh no, it has to be this one over this. And we went back and forth and then of course brought searchers in, and they didn't even know they were in the middle of this hotly debated topic. So I think we'll release a lot of it, but we're going to leave some fun things for some of the kids that want to see it under the tree, and they know how to get to YouTube, and they're going to try to figure everything out. We want them to have some surprises under that tree.
Well, if we are the first organization to have ordered, we look forward to ours, because what we'll do when we get it, as soon as we get it, is we'll have an unboxing, live unboxing, and everybody can see all the elements that are in the box.
Oh, that'll be great. And again, like I said, Forrest is going to get the first one, but AGK is going to get the second one in the mail on the same day. So you'll be the first ones that'll go out in the mail. You were the first ones to order.
It's literally going in order of receipt. And as many,
right.
Like Mike got all 1,000 coins out. I don't think he could possibly get in his car all of the possible games that'll go.
Just say there's more than one pallet, so
Well,
I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but we'll figure it out when he gets here.
Don't tell Fenn this, but they deliver the Albuquerque before they deliver the Santa Fe, so we might get it before him.
Oh yeah, that would be funny. Huh?
So let me show you. Mike sent me a couple of other attachments. Let me share those with you. So these are the
Spaces or cards?
hints or cards.
cards.
So these
The
are
hints
cards.
or the clues, yeah.
So okay, so let me show you. I can't. You tell me which they are. I don't know if they're the hints or the clues, Mike. You'll. So one of them says, "Take a sip of Jackie O's brandy." Is that a hint or a clue?
I believe those are on the hint cards.
Oh,
but
okay.
again, even though we named the cards hints and clues, they're not hints and clues related to the chase.
I see.
Now,
Yeah.
there is somewhere else in the game that has hints related to the chase, but not on these particular cards. What's that, Kristi?
I said they could be. What do you mean, Mike?
Well, I don't think. Well. Then again, the O is bold for some reason. I don't
No.
know.
But think about the entire card. Is all I have to say. There are. Think about. Okay, Mike, you're not catching what I'm saying.
No, I'm not. Apparently, I'm not. Go ahead.
You don't think the back of the card might have a hint or a clue?
Oh.
Not the back of these cards. That's why I said somewhere else in the game. Remember?
I'm so texting you right
Well,
now.
well, go ahead. Well, then tell them. I mean, don't text me if you
The
got
hint
something to
and
say.
clue
say
cards
it.
have been quotes in the back of them.
Oh,
and so
okay.
Not the hint and clue cards. The property cards do.
Property
Oh.
cards.
Remember? Yeah, that's why I said somewhere else in the game there will
Oh.
be hints that have been out there from Forrest, but not on these. That's all.
Joel Lewicki says, how did they get a boat from China into Albuquerque?
Right. Nice.
We have our
Up the
ways.
Rio Grande.
Up the Rio Grande. Okay, so these are. I thought this was great. So I don't know if these are hints or clues. You guys won't see them until the delay is. But the top one is, as you can see, donation to Fenn tubers, which I just loved.
Right? I mean, for people that are in the
Smart.
searcher community, they'll get it.
Super
Yeah.
chat.
Yeah.
Super chat
Super chat challenge.
Right.
Yeah. Very nice. So
And super chat's on, everybody. I thought I'd remind everybody because you guys didn't at the beginning of the show. I don't think you did.
No, we didn't. You're right. Super
okay.
chat is on. So, but this is we're going to kind of make this your night tonight. So, all right, let me go back to our screen, and I want to make sure you guys. So, you mentioned before we started the show tonight that you had some announcements that you want to make in concert with the kind of second release of this product. So can you tell us about those? Are you ready to do those yet?
Do you want to go through it, Kristi? You want me to?
you can, but you need to bring up the wording. So because the wording matters.
So I will share the screen.
Okay.
And maybe why we did it too. So this is taking a considerable amount of funds up front because it is required all up front. And so the pre-orders is a way that we're trying to leverage making all of this work. We're juggling lots of things right now.
Mm-hmm.
So pre-orders started coming in on Monday, but then we started thinking, what is the way that we can say thank you to the community that also are, I think, probably the hardest core searchers that want everything for Fenn. And that's when Mike and I started discussing, and we came up with this little idea, and it was mostly Mike, and I just said yes. So what do you think, Mike?
No, it wasn't. It was a collaboration. Give me a minute to find this here.
Oh boy.
Things. Then I'll share the screen again. So what it is for everybody that pre-orders, we are going to give something for free. And let me share the screen so I can just show it here.
Because there's pieces to it. We've made it intricate. Of course,
Yeah.
It can't just be, here's something free. We decided to make it kind of like trivia related with, all things for Fenn. So,
All right. Can you guys see that?
Well,
No.
it's your screen.
We see you and Kristi and us.
and I see your
put it on the
chat.
wrong one.
And
All right.
There you go.
Hang on.
And then you got to
Is that better?
blow it up now. There you go. Now we got it.
So this is what we're going to do. For everybody that pre-orders and everybody that already has pre-ordered, you will get one of the 2019 Searcher coins, non-numbered, for free.
Very nice.
Now, we only have 80 of the 2019 Searcher coins left. So we are going to give all those to everybody that pre-ordered. And once the 80 are gone, so the first 80 people, and that's 80 searchers. It doesn't matter how many games you order, you only get one coin.
Right.
Okay, so the first 80 searchers will get a coin. In celebration of Forrest Fenn's birthday, which is August 22, 1930, we are going to give away 3 of the numbered coins, number 8, number 22, and number 30. And randomly, instead of a non-numbered coin, you will get one of these numbered coins. So out of the 80 coins that people pre-order, that people will get when they pre-order the game, 3 of those people will get one of the numbered coins. And you're not going to know what they are until you get them in the mail. I think that'd be a cool thing to make it a surprise, Kristi. What do you think?
Yeah, I like that idea. And those of you that don't know, 8/22/30 is Forrest's birthday.
Right.
So that is the reason that we picked those 3 numbers for those 3 coins. So out of the 80 people, 83 people.
So yeah, 83.
Three of those will receive. They'll look at their coin and they will be able to turn it over, kind of like Willy Wonka. They'll be able to turn it over and say, "Oh, I got number 8 or number 22
like
or
the
number
golden
30.
ticket almost, exactly, which is kind of cool.
Exactly.
So
Now,
I want to make sure
Mhm.
you will get either a 2019 unnumbered coin or one of the numbered coins, but not both. Is that correct?
Correct, not
Okay.
both. That's correct.
So 3 of us have the potential to get the numbered coin.
Now, 20 people have already pre-ordered from
All
Monday's
right.
show. We've had about 20 people pre-order, and they're in. So there's only 83 of these coins. So what happens when we go over 83, because I'm expecting we will for pre-orders, is we'll go to the topo maps. The first 83 searchers get the coins. After that, you will get the topo map. But you also are in, if you get the topo map by pre-ordering, you're also in for one of the numbered coins.
Nice.
Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
That does.
Everyone to have something that they would take away
Yeah.
from. The topo maps will be folded and put in because
the
it's
box,
a pre-packaged, but it will have the certificate of authenticity and the compass story. But we wanted everybody to have something, and we're thinking of every scenario. Maybe we won't sell out of them, and we'll still have some left over. I think Mike's right. We're going to probably sell out of them.
We will.
A lot of people are saying, why haven't you told the whole community this yet? You're just putting it on your channel. We had to start somewhere with the
Yeah.
pre-orders.
It will be
and
put
so-
out there to everybody.
Yeah, so eventually it'll get out to everybody, and we are going to market it. We're going to do all those other things. But as you know, we got 20 within the first couple of hours. So I think that will continue to grow. But so when we hit 80, that's when it'll go to topo maps. But those 3 silver coins will still be available. Or the searcher coin, 2019 searcher coins will still be available, those numbered ones. And again, you have, and now we like this little, you see, we're going to have all these little innuendos and things. You have until Veterans Day to order them, which is 11/11.
11/11.
And that's a nod to Forrest Fenn's military service. It's his birthday, Veterans Day. So from that gives people what, 3 months, November
Yeah, plenty of
11th
time.
to order. Yeah, to save up the money and all that kind of stuff. So remember, it doesn't matter how many games you order. You order 20. You're only in for 1 coin or 1 topo map.
So
Yeah.
one of our moderators, Toby Fan 3000, John Werner, said he just made his pre-order easy to do all. So take
Yeah.
that from one of our moderators. And we did get a super chat challenge from Ashley Heidel.
Nice.
That was very
Well, and
nice.
someone else asked the other night, and I don't know if you have this, Mike, or if you put it out email. What if because several people have ordered more than one. We do have discounts, and we actually have a retail company that would like to see if we would sell them wholesale to them as well. We're going to have all of that information available. So if you order,
It's
Mike, I
5.
might be wrong, 1
If you
to 5.
order 5 games, you get a discount. You don't get a
Yeah.
discount from 1 to 4, but 5 to 10 is 10% off. What do we say? 15 to 20 is 20% off, and if you order 20 or more, would be a wholesale price. And we're going to post that. I just don't have it right now. We'll post the actual numbers.
We came up with all those numbers because we got a ton of questions that we just didn't anticipate. So
Right.
we, of
We're
course,
learning
worked
as
on
we
the fly.
go. Right.
Monday night, we're like, we already anticipated the 1 to 4 and then 5 and over. But then when a company came to us and said, I'd like to order in bulk, it was like, we've got to figure that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So we're figuring that out pretty quick. But again, if they order 20 or 200, they get 1 searcher coin.
Or
This
1 topo
really
map.
is, or 1 topo map. This is
Yeah.
something that those coins are really supposed to be going to the masses. And this is a way to make sure it goes to the masses.
And-
So
Yeah.
are you going to require companies like that who order in bulk to maintain the same price level rather than raising it based on scarcity?
No, I think when somebody buys it, they can do what they want with it. That's how I was with the coin. I think that's good because let's say you get the first game, Toby, you could put it on eBay for $300 for people who don't know who we are, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't prevent people from doing a certain thing with the game. So once you
But
get
what
it,
did
you can do what you want with it.
See, I would initially have answered it. So Mike and
But
I.
how do you prevent somebody? What are we going to do? A written agreement? That's what I'm saying. Is when somebody buys it and gets it.
How
do
many
we-
written agreements have we signed, Mr. LLC? There's a KPROCOW LLC now. Are you,
Right.
Well,
we have the game. You have a copyright on the game.
I hadn't thought about it, so I think I'd like to assure our viewers that we do get a coin because we have ordered within the first 80, and we'll hide that for you. We'll hide that particular coin for you.
And you may get a numbered coin.
If we get a numbered coin, we'll hide that as well. Maybe if we get it before, nothing's going to be here before September, right?
Correct. We're thinking November.
All right.
Maybe
Well,
earliest.
we'll hide it.
see.
But I think now what I'll do is I'll order a second game, and maybe what we'll do is we'll have a comment competition and give that away. What do you think?
Oh, nice.
Using
giveaway of the game. Yeah.
comment.
When we hit 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah, if we hit 10,000 subscribers, we'll do. We'll have a comment competition. Use commentpicker.com to randomly select the comment, and we'll give away a game. That sounds like fun.
So I just want to make it perfectly clear to everybody because maybe it got a little confusing. I'm just throwing numbers out here. If 300 people pre-order this game before Veterans Day, the first 80 get a non-numbered coin. The rest 220 will get a random topo map. All 300 are in a drawing for a numbered coin.
Okay.
So out of those 300, 3 will get 8, 22, or 30.
Nice.
Okay.
All right. Hang on. We got a ka-ching from William. He says, when winter hits and I'm sipping on coquito playing Fennopoly, I will make it to do a pre-order. Yeah, since he's done a pre-order. Yeah.
Cool. All right, and thank you to everybody that has pre-ordered. Like I say, about 20 people have pre-ordered about 30 games at this point.
So are you guys ready for some questions from our viewing audience?
No.
Sure.
Yes.
All right. Hey, Joel Lewicki, I'm calling you first.
Everyone except Joel.
Yes, we're going to call him first.
Joel says he assures everybody if he gets a coin, he's keeping it.
Yeah.
And I'll remind everybody that all 80 of the 2019 coins are going out, and there will be no more of those made. So
Right.
That's
Right.
it. It's
That
done.
ship
When it's done,
has
it's done. Yeah.
All right. Here comes Joel.
Oh, I can't hear anything.
Yeah, right. I know better than that.
Oh, they put the link for the pre-order.
Yeah, it's in the description below. Or you can email me, chaseopoly
Did we lose him?
@gmail.com.
Joel. Joel.
Oh, he's not available.
What is he saying? Joel, can I call you? Because I don't know if I called the right number is a problem.
Uh-oh.
That might have been his house. All right. Well, let's open up the phone lines. Let me go back, open up the phone lines. And if you guys have questions, phone lines are, I'm not going to play the video because this is kind of a different show tonight. Phone lines are open if you have questions for Mike and or KPRO, 866-597-9901. Here we got our first call. Hey, you've reached Mike, KPRO, Mike, Kristi, Shelly, and Toby. What's your name? Where are you calling from? And what's your question about Chaseopoly?
Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. I would like to ask KPRO some questions.
It's Joel.
Oh, he's had some drinks.
Yeah.
What movie is that from, K-Pro?
Yeah.
Be quiet. That's the. I don't know.
All right, hit her. We want you to do your toughest line of questioning here.
Okay, so, I can't hear KPRO, can I?
Yeah, you can. Go ahead. Let's see.
Oh, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Now there is a slight delay. There's like a 1 second delay between one of you talking and the other listening. But yeah, just give yourself. You should be able to hear each other.
So I think the question that is on everyone's mind, Forrest has gone on record as early as 2013 that a number of searchers have thanked him for getting their families out of the game room and out into the mountains looking for his treasure. Is it or is it not true that this is simply a ploy by you to get searchers back into the game room so that you are able to find the treasure?
Kristi, that sounds like your question.
Yeah. So Joel, there's something that's more important about getting back behind, getting out of the game room. It's called safety, and I think safety is more important than whatever you have interpreted with your confirmation bias of these quotes. I don't think that's appropriate. And safety, my friend, my kids' safety is important. So when you are talking about Christmas, if you're talking about 6 feet of snow, I'm not putting my kids out there. I hope you're not either. And you are going to sit warm by the fire and have a great time with some game. It's called family game night. It's about family time. That's what we're about.
And I'll just say
I want to
this.
be very clear here that I didn't misinterpret what you were saying. Are you telling me that I should let my young children play with fire?
God, you're so
Who says you can't take Chaseopoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game, with you on your boots on the ground, and you're actually out there in the Rocky Mountains playing it with a stranger from Yellowstone? You never know.
So-
Okay.
So go ahead, Joel. Line of questioning is yours.
What am I going ahead with? I'm not sure. You guys called me. What's going on here?
Well, we want to make sure that all the questions that could be asked have been asked because we know that if anybody could come up with all those questions, it's you.
Oh,
Sounds like-
okay. Well, first of all, it looks like someone's done a pretty good job of dressing like the Hound, because that's not true. But I will ask some more questions. K-Pro,
Go ahead, hit her.
how many direct conversations have you had with Mr. Fenn regarding the game, and how many of those conversations included super secret hints?
I need to clarify the question. Super secret hints in the game or super secret hints in general, Joel?
Yeah, both.
Okay. So tonight's topic, and I don't want to veer too much off the path. Tonight's topic is about Chaseopoly. So I will say, how many conversations have I had with Forrest related to this project? Over a year's time, I don't know if I can recall exactly because a year is a long time, but I will say several. And probably
You shouldn't have watched that video on depositions. Okay, so I think that this is really so getting down to brass tacks, which I forgot to bring any brass tacks along with me. But are there any new hints or clues or things from Forrest that got included in the game that people have not seen elsewhere?
Yeah, that was for you guys. I can't answer it. You want to?
Haven't seen it.
oh gosh, he really honed in
Radio
right-
silence. I'll take that as an absolutely.
Any comment at all? Something? Give.
Michael, be very careful, Michael.
Well, no, all I'll say is what I said before, that the game was created by searchers for searchers. Now I could say try the wheel as a hint because I think it's a hint. That doesn't mean it's from Forrest Fenn. There may be things in this game that I think are a hint, but other searchers may not think are a hint.
Did you manage to get try the wheel into the game, Mike?
I will say the words "try the wheel" are not in the game, but if you look on the cover of the box,
All
I
right.
believe there is a wheel on the cover of the box.
All right.
Oh, I flat out. I put the mystery words first one, the one to Kristi. Oh, that's so in there.
How about I Jibby?
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah, you'd have to watch our show. Fajitas, it's a anagram that somebody came up with, and the tail end of the anagram is fajitas. Jibby.
Wow.
We get-
April really wanted to put the poem on the cover with no punctuation, but I talked her out of it.
Well, that would make a couple of searchers real
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. All right, Joel, back to you. Floor is yours, counselor.
Oh boy. I should have been thinking of something to say instead of just listening to you guys make funny jokes.
Well, Joel, what's your opinion of the game? What do you think of the idea? I mean, I know you haven't seen it yet, you haven't played it, but what do you think of the basic idea?
I pre-ordered. That should tell you everything you need to know.
Okay, well, thank you. Okay. Well, good.
Sterling endorsement. I think it's
That's
awesome.
right.
I think that it's a great idea. But I will note that KPRO was really guarded in answering whether or not Ben provided anything new. I'll just leave that out there for everyone who's on the fence about whether or not they want to order this. I think that's interesting.
Okay,
but
wait.
follow-up question to
I
that.
will chime in here for a moment. After, and I know this is actually being recorded, after previous incidents, I want to be very thoughtful with my words to make sure that they are not misconstrued. My pause should not be, my silence should not be taken as a hint. My lack of response to an email should not be taken as a hint. Something similar there. I'm just saying that I'm starting to think like Forrest after some of the shenanigans that have happened in the last year.
And I will add real quick, because people have asked me, somebody in the chat, Davio just said, hey, is there a percentage of the money going to the Fenn fund like the book? No, there is not. Forrest Fenn does not make any money off this game. It says right on the back of the game, Forrest Fenn has no responsibilities for this game. Like I said, it was created by searchers for searchers. So I just want to make sure that Forrest is not benefiting in any way monetarily from the game. And who gets the money? Me and KPRO get the money, because we put up the money and we did the thing, and That's how it works. So
This is America, capitalism, and that's how it works in
Your
America.
risk, your reward.
Yep.
right.
So let me just say, Drawing Nigh gave us a super chat donation, and she asks, is there going to be a Wolverine game piece? Now, I think you guys have answered this question before, but why don't you answer it one more time?
No, there's no Wolverine game piece. But why would there be a Wolverine game piece?
She also wants to know if there's a blaze in the game.
Is there a blaze in the game? She wants to know.
Well, blaze is pretty generic. I could
Yeah.
probably find 5 blazes in the game, but which you think it's a blaze? That's the question.
Well,
Okay,
we'll have to
I
see.
would totally answer these questions completely
Okay,
different
Bruno.
than mine.
No, that's why we're both on here. You answer them the way you want to answer them.
Blaze
Gabriel will be like, there could be a Wolverine in the game. Yeah, but
Go ahead,
Well,
K-Pro.
Well, I will say the Wolverine, the recent scrapbook about the Wolverine
Right.
came
Oh,
a little bit
that's why.
later
Okay.
than what we're talking about. But Blaze, I
what?
think the exact words BLAZE, isn't that? I can't think of all the versions. Isn't that one of our properties?
Yeah, there's a property called Blaze Place.
Then
So-
how can you say
well,
there's not a Blaze?
But I don't know if that's what she means. Is there a blaze? Yeah. So yeah, there is a blaze in the game, and it's a property that you can own.
I think you have to have a sense of how Monopoly, the game, is constructed in order to imagine how this game is constructed. It's not constructed
Right.
like the search. It's constructed like a Monopoly game, right?
Right. It's
Yeah.
just tailored to, but
Right.
it is Monopoly rules. It's the same rules,
Yeah.
but it's tailored to the throw the chase.
If you've ever, and I had a copy of the Chaseopoly that we used to play when people would come to visit us when we were living in Washington, and it's basically Monopoly with the names, the pieces, all changed enough to make it recognizable to somebody who's familiar with DC. So I imagine this is kind of the same way. So,
Yeah.
all right, Joel, anything else?
Well, one more.
Okay.
So I don't know if you guys have any physical copies of it yet. I'm guessing not because it hasn't been produced. But are we going to be treated to the opportunity to bid on any original prototypes from this
Yeah.
that maybe you used in researching and developing and making the game?
I will say one of the design phase, I've already said Cynthia has it. It's up in her attic or wherever she holds all of those things. That was like the very, very, very first version of this. But I haven't even thought of that. We do have one prototype coming, and I
There's a lot of things we haven't thought of, I guess.
yeah, you clever treasure hunters. My goodness.
So the
So
answer is I don't know. Yeah, maybe.
we don't know at this time. I cannot recall that we have put this at.
She's gotten really good at
She will
answering
not
Joel
confirm nor
questions.
deny.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about really good.
Well, she's gotten
I mean,
she's gotten pretty good with all that language. You got to admit.
And then
I got the
Jack's-
information I needed out of her.
And then somebody said, "What about a deluxe edition, like a high-end edition?" I mean, and then somebody said, "What about a second edition?"
Second
where you
editions. I want to
change the
see.
entire game board.
I want to
Like-
3D
see.
Bronze wants to make some special
yeah.
edition bronze game pieces.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
there's a lot of things we could do down the road. We just-
So 3D bronze. I will commission a special edition bronze piece of the baby mammoth skull, and I have a replica that I can provide to
oh,
you.
cool.
So maybe we can do that and give away some baby mammoth skulls as part of the game thing.
If only we knew somebody that dealt in copper that could make us some pieces.
There you go. Well, we got 3D bronze and Copper Dan and copper. So
Yeah, there's a lot of possibilities.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
first we want to get through the pre-orders, and then we'll kind of look it down the road.
Well, and it is funny,
Well,
right?
great idea, guys. I
Gotcha.
love it. I do have to run though. Forrest and Peggy are coming over, and we're going to play canasta. So we'll talk to you guys later.
all right, Joe. Thanks for
Thanks, Joel.
calling in. All right, ladies and gentlemen, 866-597-9901. That's 866-597-9901. Call us and see if you can get all your questions about this board game answered. So I think it's a great idea. I think it's an addition to kind of the parts that make all this community up, and I think it'll be fun to open up the package when we get it. And then I think it'll be just as much fun. And I can assure you that any future searcher parties we have at my house will include a a game of Chaseopoly.
And the rules will change every time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Well, I was going to say, and if Cynthia's there, there'll be a drinking version of
right,
it.
exactly.
Like,
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
take a margarita drink. Or,
Well, that's
Really
why.
what I wanna see is
That's
what the
why we,
searchers
in
do.
the second edition, we need a Rio de los Pinos so we can drink.
you said it.
And we said it.
oh, wait,
Oh.
I have some water here too, or coffee, whatever.
And the other thing that's kind of neat in the game is that we don't call them houses and hotels. We call them tent. What do we call them? We call them tents and
And
cabins.
cabin.
So 4 tents make a cabin,
Nice.
like
Yeah.
boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I like the idea of the lead searcher being the money handler. That's a
right.
very cool idea.
Well, and of course, everybody's going to fight over that. They're going to say, no, I'm the lead searcher. No, I'm the lead searcher.
There can only be one lead searcher.
Right.
There can be only one.
There can be only
You
one
know,
lead
if you
searcher.
pre-order and you get your 2019 searcher coin, there is a spot on the board that's a compass, but that coin would look perfect right on the board.
Right, fitting on that board.
Whoever wins the game gets a coin. But
Oh.
hey, whatever the rules are in your house, that's how you guys can do it.
I think that's a very sharp idea. Maybe we will do that instead of hiding it.
Well, and we talked a little bit about, do we include something like, if you do have the coin there, the person that wins the game actually gets to hold it for the next boots on the ground and put it in their location. Those are all things you get to
A
develop.
lot of
And
ideas, but
that's the fun part about all of these, all of the Chase stuff. And you guys are going to see stuff because people have already asked us, you had to include this or had to include that, right? We had to draw a line somewhere. There's only so many properties. We did try to pick some of the most popular spots for the board, and Mike and I could not agree on it. And I will tell you, I think we had almost a dozen searchers involved. They couldn't agree on the top 3 places because we tried to do 3
wow.
for each state. And which Ojo Caliente was more popular in which state, and that became, so did we do 2 Ojo Calientes, and no, that didn't seem right, and then which one, there was a lot of discussion. So anyway.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward. I was trying to remember the last time I actually sat down and played a board game, other than we used to play Pictionary all the time with the family. But I don't remember. It's been a long time.
We
since
played Trivia Pursuit last year with the
Is
kids.
that a board game?
Well, yeah, you had to move the pieces around the board.
Oh, all right. Okay. Oh, but that was the contemporary Trivial Pursuits. It was like New Age
The
millennial.
questions were, but we used the old board. See, we make up our own rules as we go.
We got a call from Sean Martinez, guys. Another investigative type. So
No.
yeah.
Yeah, I've seen some of his comments, so I'm not sure what he's talking about. Let's get some clarification here.
Hey, Sean, you reached Toby, Shelley, Mike, and Kristi. We know who you are. You're calling from probably someplace in
New Mexico.
New Mexico.
Calling from Clovis, New Mexico.
There you go. Yeah. So what's up?
So, question for KPRO and Cowlazars. Upon discovery or revelation of discovery of the chest, will a deluxe edition be released, including that location or all of that information? And what do you guys think about expanding on the game over time?
If whoever finds the treasure chest would contact us, I would be happy to set that up. But yeah, that's a good idea, Sean. It really is a good idea.
Absolutely. Another question: is there any treasure included in the purchase of the game?
Other than the 2019 searcher coin? See what I did there?
Well, there you go. There's your treasure. Okay. Very
For
good.
pre-orders. That's going to be for
Very
pre-orders.
good.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I think it depends on what you find as a treasure. Some people are looking for an actual treasure chest. Some people are looking for time that they sit with their kids and have a great time. And I know you have little ones. My kids love family game night and getting the whichever board out, doing all that. That is the most exciting thing for my kids. And that's what builds memories. And that's what this treasure hunt's about.
And another angle on this little board game is maybe you're the searcher, but the rest of your family really doesn't get it. Maybe this is a way you can kind of introduce them into the hunt, and maybe they'll go on a boots on the ground with you in some future. You never know.
Yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. Another question: have you sat down and played this game with Forrest?
You want to answer first, Mike?
No, we have not because we don't have the game yet. But
That
will
is
we at
true.
some point?
I
you know?
see.
Wait, that is true. I will answer it. That is true. We have not.
Right. I have not. Let me answer for myself. I have not.
What the hell? K-Pro, finish the answer to that question.
The entire game, no.
Good, Toby. Yes. I want to know this as well.
Showed him the original printout, right? Or whatever that was, prototype, whatever you said. Yeah. So
Right. I brought the entire Monopoly game or
you
other
had
game.
little pieces that you bought from like Michael's. So there was a version that yes, it was shown before us. Is that okay to say? I wasn't there though, so I can't comment.
Yes, exactly.
Wait, exactly what? What exactly?
What exactly? Yes.
There was not an entire gameplay because, gosh, that's like 12 hours. Have you ever played the actual original game? That's like 26 hours.
Yeah.
And so, of course,
Absolutely.
It can be if you're an expert player like I am. Anyway.
When I wasn't sure because you mentioned this earlier, but when you mentioned that you had shown the game to Fenn and tried to compare it to Monopoly game, did he understand that comparison?
Oh, without a doubt. Like
Okay.
within, there was no lack
Okay.
of connection. It was actually the clue. And then Mike and I got carried away and we started this whole idea of a brand new custom game.
We thought we'd make our own game, just totally different.
Yeah.
That clue didn't get
So
there.
this is just off the wall. This is just off the wall for me. I think it would be amazing and ideal to sit down with this game, brand new, out of the box, with Forrest, maybe start early in the morning and watch the game all the way through and see how Forrest does. That just sounds
I want to see all the
sounds
properties he doesn't buy and the properties he really does.
Yeah, I don't want that one. I know I landed on it, but
Absolutely.
I don't want that one. Not that one. What do you got in new? What do you got
And
that's open
Toby
in?
can be there recording the entire thing.
Yeah, Fenn can go. What do you got there in New Mexico? I'm going to buy that property there.
That's
I
our
hope
next
that-
marathon. It's 12 hours.
Absolutely.
Of course, just rolling dice and saying, "Oh, I missed the. Oh no, I won't sell any." And it's 12 hours of just Forrest playing Monopoly, and people can super chat when they have.
While they're watching him. Yeah. That
I
would
hope
be
at next year's Fenbury.
that would be worth the equivalent of the Moby Dickens video.
Yeah,
That would-
that's
Absolutely, I agree. I think this is a really great direction, and I think it's awesome that you two put your heads together, and everybody else who contributed to putting this
Gotcha, Asta.
together and make it happen. I know there's monetary means that are being put out and acquired in this, and I think personally, I think that's okay. I think it's great. It's amazing, and it's just another attribute to the thrill of the chase.
Well, thank you, Sean. And that's what we wanted it for. We just wanted it for fun, so people could have fun. Maybe you can't go boots on the ground.
Absolutely.
But play the game. You can still kind of be involved in the chase, play the
Yeah.
game, and have fun.
Well,
Yes, sir. You sure can. Well,
I think what we have to appreciate being both a democracy and a capitalistic economy that you guys have done well with this. It was a smart move. You made the necessary investments, not only in time, but in money, and you've produced something that I think people can appreciate and take advantage of and play with. Shelley had a question for you.
Pirate 45 wants to know, did Forrest make any suggestions to you about the game, and what were they?
Kristi can answer that.
Oh, you.
Go you.
Yeah. Forrest gave that.
Well, you know what my tagline is. The only thing I'll say, but yeah, that's up to you. Oh, I see your cat back there. Distraction. No.
Yes. Oh, I'm
Squirrel.
distracted. Yeah.
I'll just say this. Forrest gave the thumbs up for the initial idea when you presented it to him way back a year ago or whatever, and he gave the thumbs up for the final product. That's all I'm
And there
gonna
has
say.
been many discussions in between.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, there's nothing that he said like absolutely this. Well, there's legal issues that absolutely had to be worked through. copyright issues, Hasbro, all of that absolutely had to be worked through. So that's where I don't want to say no. I mean, it's not. If I said yes, it would be construed in a way that I don't want to intend. In my opinion, there are no. There is no hint once you play the game that all of a sudden you're going to break loose and go boots on the ground and find it that you wouldn't find it with the poem and the book. But was there input? There's absolutely input from searchers from many entities for a variety of things. I mean, Forrest started this hunt where he sat down with lawyers for how long? He's thought of everything. So there's nuances to things so that's the reason I don't want to say yes, no. It kind of went funny to, we really did have to think through a lot of things. I mean, when you're talking about little pieces, you do have to put legal things and other things that I wasn't aware of at that level. And so the companies helped us. A lot of people have helped us, and Forrest is a phenomenal businessman. And so just general expertise was helpful.
But I'll say this: if you're a seasoned Forrest Fenn treasure hunter, researcher, you're not going to see anything in this game that you haven't already seen. Put it that way. Is that fair to say? No, it's not fair to say.
You don't think there's anything custom in this game?
Well, I'm sorry. I must interject at this point. I know I'm a caller in. Toby, amazing job. Everything looks great. Shelly, K-Pro, as beautiful as ever. Cowlazar, you're killing it. You guys are doing an awesome job. I must be on my way for the evening. Thank you, guys.
Well, thanks for calling in, Sean. We really appreciate hearing from you.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye.
Good evening.
So Joe Lewicki says, K-Pro, did Forrest ask you not to include anything you wanted to?
Why would you ask that, Mike?
Wait, he's an attorney. He wants to know the answers to these questions.
Why would Mike point that out in the chat?
Because if he didn't, I would have.
That's right. Oh, just say no comment. I told you can plead the fifth on these
You
things.
say, Mike, you know the answer to that, so why don't you answer it?
K-Pro, did Forrest ask you not to include anything you wanted to? Yeah, that's true. There's something we thought would look cool, but he said no, so it's that easy, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
but
that's
we
the
don't
answer to
wanna
the
get
question.
into
All right.
details.
No,
That's-
here's what we need to do. We need to get the board game as soon as you guys can get it.
Yes.
So is there a timeline associated with delivery on these? I think you said on Monday, sometime before Christmas. But based on what you know right now, is there a sense of when you think Toby and Shelley will have their copy?
Because that's what's important.
Because that's what we
Right. Go ahead. Oh, I would say we hope before Christmas. We don't know for sure yet, but as soon as we do, we're going to let everybody know, especially everybody that pre-ordered. I have everybody's email that have pre-ordered or are going to pre-order, and I will be sending updates. As soon as we know info from the manufacturer, we will share it with everybody that pre-ordered, and we'll share it, on the live show too, so everybody knows. Because I think there might be some people that aren't going to pre-order; they want to see the game first, and then kind of, And we'll have it once I get the prototype in. I'll show it. We'll show the game.
Well, and the reason for that, I'll even go a little bit further. There's two kind of unknowns at this point. There's a final approval with, if you've ever gone into graphic design with bleed lines, etc. We've submitted everything, but they've given us some feedback of some recommended little changes, little bits of things that we're working with Bo with right now. We need to get those in immediately. And then the other is because of the trade situation that we have a window, which it's like 2 to 6 months, but we think they've said this is where we're usually at, but we're in a very unique time that has made that, we're talking about a 4-month difference between those, which when you're a major company coming out, maybe that's not a huge thing, but for us, that's a huge thing. So between those two, of when we get it in, what's going to happen with the trade situation. And we've already worked that into our pricing. We've taken some risks there, but we haven't when it comes to timing. But we thought it was time to come out with it. The prototype is actually here in the US, so we'll be able to get that pretty quickly. But the others coming internationally, it's like, if I were to ask you, Toby, what's going to happen with the trade situation in the US right now? It's so week to week. But we think.
Negotiations are ongoing. They're going to go for the high-end products first. The things that impact automobile industry or dairy cattle in Wisconsin, or the things that senators and Congress people are going to have to worry about. Is it possible that you could see a tariff on products like these? It is possible, but I feel like it's very unlikely. The problem is that the negotiations, as you suggested, are very malleable right now, and no one at the table is talking about what's happening. They're just throwing threats back and forth across the international date line. So,
well, we already have a tariff. It's just, will it increase? What will that look like?
Yeah.
And will that, based on that, will that slow that? We're already taking kind of the slow boat.
Right.
How much will that increase it? Does that increase supply demand? That sort of thing. And that's what, I mean, literally, if we would have, Mike and I kind of kicked ourselves a little bit, if last November, when we were really getting into this, if we would have just said first design, go, we wouldn't have been in kind of what we're at now, which is, I mean, they kicked some legal documents back to us to say, okay, this is how much it might change. And it was like, whoa, that changes everything kind of thing. So,
And then somebody just asked, why didn't you have it made in the USA? Well, I contacted a company in the USA, but their minimum, I think, was 1,000 games. They weren't interested in making the number. They said, we used to do lower numbers, but now it's been so busy. There's so many of these Opoly type games being made that their minimum order was 1,000. And we didn't have the money, or, we don't know if we're going to sell out of what we have. So that's why, because we get the number we wanted with this other company that does it overseas.
There wasn't a supplier that dealt with small businesses.
Right.
Their small businesses were at a different threshold. And so we asked them, we said, could you make an exception? We might be able to do an additional order. And they just said the U.S. is, there's only one in the U.S. And so,
we know of, but yeah,
that we know of.
So Drawing Nigh, who gave us a super chat, she says, can you tell a popular spot on the board for Colorado?
One of the locations?
One of the locations that's a Colorado referral, other than we did see the Colorado State location. Is there anything else on the board from Colorado?
Ouray. Isn't Ouray in Colorado?
And Leadville.
Ouray, Ouray.
Ouray, that's and Leadville. Those are both in Colorado. Yeah,
along with Leadville, that is on the board as well.
So
don't ask why it's on the board. No,
Drawing Nigh, it's not a problem of volume. It's a problem of attenuation. So once she starts talking, the volume will go up automatically.
That's fine.
We just had a question. Yeah.
And then somebody asked, are the pieces going to be like an eagle or a jewel? Or yes, there are custom tokens that are moved around the board. They're not just the red, green, and yellow pawns you see like in a Sorry game. They're actually customized, and we picked pieces that we thought were appropriate for the thrill of the chase.
And those are made by the same Chinese manufacturer?
Yes.
Wow, cool. Very cool.
Yeah. If you wanted to go custom, meaning create one for us, it was some crazy, ridiculous amount of money. So we did not go that route.
Yeah.
Like a Forrest Fenn head. We looked at something really, really unique.
It's moving Forrest's head.
With the head on
for example, you do like a hat, a hat that might look like something that we know. Yes.
Yeah.
So we custom, but we didn't fully custom, where we'd have to make a molding.
Very nice. Well, I'm seriously going to consider making an AGK token and maybe a baby mama skull token.
You guys, once you get the board, you could customize it all the way.
Yeah.
Sure. That'd really be cool.
Yeah. I know how to do that stuff.
Yeah.
I learned how to do that stuff.
That's right.
All right, guys.
We'll have it printed up on
we're
the
not
3D
getting any
printer.
more phone calls. Let's go around the horn here. K-Pro, was there anything else you want to say before we sign off for the evening?
One question that I've gotten is, where's your website? Where is the information I can get? Right now, we are in pre-order phase. So all we have right now is the video that we had Monday night, what we have tonight. We are putting together some very short, because some people say they don't want to sit through an hour and a half, which I'm shocked.
Right.
To get all this information. Mike and I are making some short videos. That's phase 1 for us, pre-orders. We do have a phase 2 there's a phase 2 and phase 3 for marketing. That's when we'll get website developed, everything else developed. We wanted to get the people that are really kind of our supporters in the community. We will have it out to all the major channels, and Thor, all of that, the Facebook pages. But that next step, it will absolutely come where you will see a lot more. And so we're excited that people are so anxious. We're taking each step at a time. And so that's why we're thankful for AGK having us on, answer some more questions. I mean, Joel got every single question answered that he would ever have. And I thank him for never asking another question on this topic. But that's going to be the next step is definitely going to be that next marketing campaign. But we really wanted to take step one and just, the YouTube community, the forums, that's where we started. So
the real questions are going to come up when people get the game in the mail.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
for it, Gabriel.
Again, as soon as we get one, we'll open it up on the show, and then soon after that, we'll plan. So I'm going to put a screenshot, guys. This is the description box on this video, and it has all the information about ordering that's available as of this time. Now, as Mike said, he and KPRO will be producing some additional short videos with additional explanations, but right now, everything you need to know about ordering is in the description box below, and that'll get you to their website, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So 3D Bronze says, Toby, your bronze token is already being worked on. I have a picture that I want you to work from because I have a photograph of Shelly holding the baby mammoth skull, and that's what I wanted. I want to have that replicated.
So if anybody has any questions, just email chaseopoly@gmail.com.
And that's in that description box as well.
Yeah, Chaseopoly, no dash, chaseopoly@gmail.com.
Got it.
And I get all the info if you have any questions for me or KPRO.
It's right there. Yeah. So it's there. All right, guys. Well, we wanted to thank you very much for joining us on our program tonight, for getting the idea to join us on our program. We were happy to do it. We look forward to receiving our copy of the game and promoting it. We look forward to the fact that we just have something else that adds to the lore of the Forest Fenn treasure and gets out to the community so that people can share it amongst themselves. And we've got some ideas for it ourselves that we'll use. So putting the box, maybe inviting Cynthia and her partner over and playing around, live streaming it. And then I'll call Forrest tomorrow and see if he wants to get together for a game.
Oh, I actually think of all those things. There's only one thing that's going to happen. It's the last one you said.
Yeah. The likelihood of Forrest taking a call for me to play a game of Monopoly for 12 hours is slim to none.
I can tell you right now, I'm not playing for no 12 hours. We're making up rules at that point. After an hour, the rule is this game only lasts an hour.
Right. All right. So let's... All right, I'm going to give you guys a chance too. All right, KPRO, and you can say your good nights, KPRO.
Oh, good night, all. Thank you for being here, and make sure to do a thumbs up. Tell your local community. Oh goodness, who's calling in?
No. I turned it off. It's too late.
Okay. So thanks. This has been fun, and I will say tomorrow night we're getting back to content. So we've had a little bit of fun. This week we're always going to talk a little bit about this as it continues to launch, but we are jumping right back into content and finding that treasure chest tomorrow night.
And Mike?
Thanks for having us on. Thanks, everybody. Chaseopoly, the Thrill of the Chase board game. It's there if you want it. That's all I can say. So we hope everybody gets it, that does order it, likes it, has a lot of fun with it. And send your feedback, chaseopoly@gmail.com. I'd like to hear what people think.
Good, we will.
Positive or negative, that's okay. So thanks, everybody.
And Shelly K.
All right, everybody. Thanks for being here tonight. I hope you'll check out The Softer Side. This afternoon, we had a really awesome show, and got another one coming up on Friday. And Toby and I'll be back next Friday with Fandango.
Friday Fandango. Thanks for joining us tonight. This was a fun show for us. We love having Kristi and Mike on the show, especially when they come up with a new project like this that they can share with us. We look forward to receiving our copy, and as soon as we get it, we'll share it with you guys and let you know how we feel about playing Chaseopoly. Thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you Friday at 7 p.m.